Hey guys, this is Melanie with M Creations. This is part 2 of the 3D snake tutorial. If you've watched the first one, here is where I'm at. I have my snake that I sculpted on here. It's baked now, and you do bake it on the tumbler at 275 for 1 hour, and then you let it dry or cool completely. So once it's cool, you take it out, and all I did was just one light coat of green acrylic paint. Nothing special, just a little bit of paint, and that's just so, you know, the colors and the edges and stuff that might pop up. So you just want to base it so it looks nicer. All right, so I have micas. These are from Woody's Goodies. I have like a deep dark green and a color shifting flakes. Here's UV resin. This is what I'll be using, as well as a cup of water and Dawn dish soap. So this is where we get the bubbles from. Right, and then just a few brushes. You'll need one brush to apply the resin, which I'm gonna use this big thick one, but if you want to use like a smaller one to do smaller sections of the snake, then that's perfectly fine. You know, it doesn't matter. I just want to use a bigger one to get more done all at once. And then a brush to apply your micas after. All right, so we want to mix up some bubbles, and I like getting the bubbles pretty small. So once you get some bubbles up there, you're just gonna like break them apart, because you get big bubbles and I just like having the smaller ones. So I broke those apart. I'm gonna take our UV resin and just squeeze a little bit on the snake. Actually, go ahead and do that. So for this top one, I'm gonna use this brush because I don't want to get the eye there. So just brush around the eye. I'm gonna brush the front and try to get in the creases at the bottom. It doesn't matter if it gets on the tumbler, and that's exactly why I decorate it on the stainless steel tumbler before transferring it to the tumbler it'll be on. It's much less of a mess. Trust me, from experience. You definitely want to do this. All right, I'm gonna need a little bit more for this section here. Here we go. So we're just brushing the UV resin on. Now, if you want your scales to be more prominent, you can go ahead and brush on like a thick layer of UV resin, not super thick, but you know, not where you have to spread it out quite a bit to cover it. If you want more prominent scales, just go ahead and brush on a thicker layer. If you do a thinner layer of UV resin, then they'll be kind of like faded scales and they won't stand out as much. All right, so we've gotten all the little creases. We've got this whole section here done of the snake. Right, so we're gonna go ahead and take our water and soap and then just place the bubbles on top of it. There we go. So we've covered the area where I applied the UV resin. And then, oh, I didn't mention this, you need a UV lamp. So we're gonna take our UV lamp, turn it on, and then just set it under there and let it cure for about a minute. Now this is just a UV nail lamp for like gel polish and whatnot. It was like 16 bucks on Amazon. They're super cheap. So you just want to let this do its thing. I actually just realized that I forgot a paper towel. Oops. I don't have anything else. All right, so like I said, just about a minute, and you're just gonna turn your UV lamp off. Here we go. So we're just gonna dab off the bubbles. And there we go. There is the first part of the snake. It's got its cool texture. Now I'm just going to continue doing that same thing in small little like 2-3 inch sections all around the snake. All right, so here we go. I did the entire snake. So after you're done with that, you want to make sure that you pat all the moisture off of the tumbler so that it doesn't stay wet when you apply your micas. All right, so here we go. I'm going to take my super dark green mica. See that? It's pretty cute. I'm just going to dab my little brush in it and start dusting it on the tongue or on the snake. Here's how it's looking so far. Now you can always just go ahead and take, I like using these color shifting flakes. There we go. They're really pretty. And just rubbing them on the top, on its spine. So it looks really nice. Can't really tell on the video, but it has like a bluish green yellow shift. So I just rub it all down the spine because it looks super cute. You just have to be careful using it. Do not breathe hard around it or it will just go everywhere. So I'm just going to continue doing this all down the snake. Alright, I'm gonna just put that away so I don't knock it over. Here we go. So, ooh, you can kind of see the shift there. It looks so good. Here is our snake. So I just rubbed the flakes all on the spine and here at the top. And then, you know, the rest of it is just a dark green color. And the base color helps for the areas that the dark green wasn't like super concentrated. So it has like some depth to it from the base. There is the whole thing. And I also had some questions about how it comes off of the tumbler. So it's on right now from just the clay being sticky. All you have to do to take it off, usually I just have an X-Acto knife, but this should work. You just pull it slightly, just a little bit. There we go. And it's really not stuck on super hard. Here, let me see. Bam. Now I also like to color this bottom part here just in case any of it shows. And then you can also, from here, trim off any excess of the UV resin that you got on the tumbler. I usually take an X-Acto knife and then just trim that off. So I spray seal this with Mod Podge just so that when I transfer it to the other tumbler, the flakes and the micas don't just go ahead and get all over that other tumbler. Here it is. So then I'll take my finished tumbler, or you know, the one that I'm going to put it on, and put epoxy here on the belly of the snake, all along it. Slip it back on the tumbler and just tape it down wherever you want it to be. Tape it down, let the epoxy on the belly cure, and then epoxy over the whole tumbler after to make sure that it is smooth and ready to go. You don't want any of this UV resin and stuff sticking up. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.